For this cloud project, I want to look at making clouds that are kind of like this. They're in the distance and they're just kind of subtle. They fill in some space. They might be useful in case you have an error or something to fill in, but something that we wouldn't really want to mask ahead of time. So I will approach it with a lifting method, and this would start with a full pour of the sky. I think that in order to get a smooth sky, it is very difficult to do it without pouring. Even, if you were just brushing it on, it would have to be pretty thickly brushed on and then tilted, so almost like a pour. But essentially we need to have the sky smoothly wash over it, and then we'll do some lifting to create these clouds. Since this is a lifted piece, I am going to use alcohol and ink and no snow cap, because I think it's very hard to lift snow cap. So we're starting with just a wash. This is some alcohol kind of covering most of it, and this is the sailboat blue. Now we've got quite a bit on here, so let's see if I can dump some off. I wouldn't mind more coverage in this area. So I'm letting it kind of drain back down here. I'd like to bring it down a little bit further this way. We're just making skies, so it doesn't really matter where the land is. But I also want to avoid that serious banding, so if I hold it this way, I can get it to unband a little bit. And I think I'll let it dry vertically as well. Before I let it dry, when I get situations like this where we're getting some bands, if I take out some of this ink while it's still really wet, it will fill in and then have a more gentle look. What I want to do with this one is to be kind of inspired by this picture. I don't want to do the picture at all, but I'd like to have these kind of lines of puffy clouds and just have some interest in here, and I want to do it with lifting. And as I said, one of the reasons to want to know how to do this is you might compositionally need the clouds in there, you might like the clouds, or you might find that you don't like that spot, or you might put a new spot on with alcohol and you need to do something to hide that. So we will start with lifting. And I'm going to begin with the pointed swab and just some alcohol. And there's a little dot there. I might as well go ahead and take it out. That was with the pointy swab. I'm going to see if I can get some more cloudy shapes, little puffy clouds with the regular rounder cotton swab. So we'll see what happens if I use that and some alcohol. So I'm able to kind of round out some of these. So this lifting isn't bad, but what it's got that I don't particularly care for are some of the harder edges. There's not really a smooth transition back to the sky. And yeah, I'd like to make them a little bit whiter as well. But mostly I'm worried about the fact that, you know, when you look at clouds, they're just very soft. And often in ink paintings, we get these lines in our clouds, and I'd like to figure out a way of not doing that. So what I'm going to try, and I've been successful in some other ways, is the water and alcohol method that I think Sharon Harris had talked about. And that is really just weakening the alcohol. So I use the 91% alcohol, and I'd like to make a combination. I've got 91% alcohol here, water here, and figure out a concentration of it that will let me do some lifting and softly blend those edges. So I will start with about 50-50, and then we'll see how that works. So this is about equal parts water and alcohol, and I'm not going to calculate the percentage because it started with 91% and we added water. But I'll see if I can get any lifting with this and if it smooths out. And what you can see here is that there's really no lifting at all. So I need some more alcohol in my mixture here. So that's probably not enough. And this is a little bit softer. I can see that I can get some softer edges with it. So I'm going to use that all around the edges of my clouds so that they can sort of more softly blend backwards into the sky. And then I'll work on the articulation of them. So this is, I'm guessing around 60% alcohol maybe. And I pop back to the pointier swab. I'm going to bring it down a little further with some more lines of clouds. And this is that same weaker mixture. And I'm just kind of gently grazing the surface. We've got a little alcohol spot here, so it's a good time to make another cloud. Okay, so now I would like to lighten these clouds a little bit. So I'm going to go back to the regular alcohol and pull it out. So this is the 91% alcohol. We should be able to get some lighter whites out of it. So let's say we wanted to add some shadows into our clouds. This is kind of a blue-gray marker. I'm going to just dab in some of this darker color. And for this blending, I'm going to start with the mixture. So I'd like to both work on the blending of the outside edges and a little bit more highlighting with some lighter areas. So this is the pure, well, not pure, but 91% alcohol again. And I'll switch back to this solution and try to blend some of these edges. And I think I might end up having to weaken that solution just a little bit. This is the round cotton swab. I'm kind of dabbing it on and then kind of drying it off. See if that blends the edge a little bit more. I'm going to do the same type of softening in the interior of the cloud. I'm going to switch up and try the stronger alcohol. A couple lines in here, but I'm hoping that maybe the stronger alcohol will pull off a little bit. I would still like to make it a little bit brighter, and then we'll call it good. I'm not sure how much brighter I can go. I think there was a big alcohol spill there. Here's my attempt at a cloud with very soft edges, some light spots, and a little bit of depth. And this would be a method for lifting out of a smooth background or trying to take care of a mistake.